Dear students, in the last class, we have begun studying the basic information about the organizational behavior. A few things just to recall what we have studied. We studied what is organization, what is behavior, and the meaning and definitions, and some understanding about the organizational behavior. Today, we'll be looking at nature or features or characteristics of organizational behavior. These points, what I am going to tell you today, exactly will tell what is the character, what is the nature of organizational behavior. Let's move ahead. So, the first point is a field of study and not a discipline. Organizational behavior as such is not a discipline like psychology, anthropology, sociology. So, see, you hear the word logy, that means study, study of psychology, study of society, sociology. So, that way it is there. So, it is not that like a organizational behavior is a field of study and not a discipline as such. Organizational behavior can be considered as a separate area of study and not a discipline, as a discipline is an accepted science with a theoretical establishment which is taken as the base for research and analysis. So, it is not a discipline because there should be a accepted science and theoretical establishment which is not there in the organizational behavior. Organizational behavior, on the other hand, because of its recent emergence and interdisciplinary alignment, cannot be accepted as a science. It is cannot be accepted as a science because the base of this subject is depends on many other subjects that we'll be dealing later. Therefore, I am not speaking about that. Therefore, it is realistic to call it a field of study rather than a discipline. I hope you understand this first one. Let's move to the second point, that is multidisciplinary approach. So, organizational behavior is a combination of various disciplines, their ideologies, theories, methods, and models. The contribution of psychology, anthropology, political science is very valuable in the existing position of organizational behavior. Thus, organizational behavior is an incorporation of knowledge of various disciplines. What it says is now we have a subject matter called organizational behavior is not of its own. It has taken the theories, ideas, and methods, models from all other subjects. And basically, I have said in the previous class, organizational behavior taken has much of the concepts from the psychology, then something from the anthropology, then something from the sociology, then something from the political science, then something from the economics, because it is a mixture and taken everything and applied to the organizational behavior. Okay, so this is the second nature of organizational behavior. Let's move to the third point, an applied discipline. So, it is an applied discipline. Organizational behavior makes use of application of various researches in order to solve the organizational problems which are related to human behavior. There is regular research work regarding the employees' perception, attitude, personality, learning, etc. Thus, it can be said that organizational behavior is an applied discipline. Applied means application, action. So, it's action oriented. Now, what it says is so this is studying the employee's perception, attitude, personality, learning. So, basically, in the organizational behavior, these things are studied about the employees. That means that will help to guide the employees in the organization. What kind of the attitudes you should have, what kind of the personality should have, what kind of the perception should have, how should you are learning. These concepts are studied in organizational behavior. Therefore, it's much of the application, or it's a pragmatic subject, practical subject. So let's move to the fourth point. Focus on organizational objectives. So an organization has various objectives, and sometimes there rises a situation when organizational objectives are conflicting with individual objectives. Thus, organizational behavior tries to combine both types of the objectives so that both can be achieved at the same time through the application of various behavioral approaches. So, this point says that you are achieving the organizational objectives. Now, why you require to apply organizational behavior? Because to achieve the organizational objective and conflicting with individual objectives. Okay, at the same time, some kind of the achievement of the individual objectives also will be achieved because refining the personalities, refining the attitudes of the individual, that will help an individual. But at the same time, overall target is organizational effectiveness. To you get the organizational effectiveness, to achieve the organizational objectives, you are applying the organizational behavior. So organization has many objectives. It doesn't mean that, but the situation that some of the objectives could be achieved because of the application of various behavioral approaches. So our this subject organizational behavior is a application of the behavioral approaches. So I hope you understand these 4 points. Let's move with the another point. So fifth point, subject to change. The word change you must be aware of. So organizational behavior is subject to change as human behavior keeps on changing. So this is not permanent. Today some approaches what you have, tomorrow it may not be. The mindset of an individual keeps on changing. Therefore, new techniques to behave with the people have to be discovered so that the anticipated results can be achieved. What it says is organizational behavior approaches, ideas, whatever you are having, that cannot be permanent. It has to be changed. Today one thing or one kind of the behavior, tomorrow it may change as the technology is changing, as the work setup is changing. Then your style, your approach, everything need to be changed. Now you know that during the pandemic many people have started work from home. As the work from home begins, then the behavioral aspects also, the stress what you are going to give is change. Therefore your organizational approach, techniques what you are applying, the perspective of organizational behavior has to be changed. Next point, concerned with performance. Organizational behavior helps in providing answers to various performance related questions. Example, why the performance of an individual is high or low. So how the performance can be improved. Is it feasible to improve the performance with the help of training? Thus it has a relation with the performance in one way or the other. What is all the target of organizational behavior is performance. So how to improve the performance, that's what the target is. So now here one example they have given, performance of an individual is high or low. The question, his performance is okay or not okay, high or low. Okay, if it is low, then how you can improve it, then uh, how can I improve, is it a what kind of the training could be given, that way is thinking. If it is not perfect, then to that person what could be done, can it be changed his attitude, can it be given a training, how that all ideologies framing is of a job of the organizational behavior. But the target is performance, performance of an every individual, performance of every group, and getting a maximum benefits, that's what the target of the organizational behavior is. Let's move to the next points. So a fragment of management, fragment means a piece, a part. So a part of management, organizational behavior is one of the part of the management. So organizational behavior is linked to the behavior of an individual or group in the organization. On the other hand, management is concerned with the achievement of organizational objectives. These objectives cannot be achieved without the help of human resources working in an organization. Hence, a manager must have knowledge of organizational behavior. Therefore, it can be stated that organizational behavior is a significant and fundamental part of management. So it stresses that organizational behavior is not something external. It is one part of the management. So in the management, you have a marketing management, financial management, production management, all things like that. In the human resource management, organizational behavior is also one of the part, because you have to look after the behavior of the persons. Why? Because to achieve the organizational objectives. Otherwise, it's not possible, because simply you appoint the workers and allow them to work as they want. It doesn't. So you have to look after the attitudes, look after the learning, look after the perceptions of employees. Then only you can achieve the organizational objectives. Therefore, in the organizational behavior is a part of every management. So if there is no proper organizational behavior, then the performance is low, absolutely low. You can't think of. So this is the another point. And next point is humanistic and optimistic. It's not something pessimistic, optimistic, something to build. So organizational behavior emphasizes on people from a humanistic point of view. It is highly concerned with the needs and motivation of people. It follows an optimistic approach about the inborn capability of man of being independent, creative, productive, and skillful, which are positive signs towards accomplishment of organization objectives. What it says is it's a optimistic and a holistic. So human beings are capable of much more. This one much more to do, and that is interesting and motivating. So a being is independent, creative, productive, skillful. Therefore, you have to motivate the employees so that they will come out with the better performances. That's the reason what you call organizational behavior is existing, to motivate the employees, encourage them to try to bring out their innovation, creative skills, productivity, everything. Only thing is stay behind them. So this is the another point, humanistic and optimistic organization behavior is. So next point, a science as well as an art. Organizational behavior is a science one way, another way it is a art. It is neither science nor art. Okay, organizational behavior studies the cause and effect relationship between the behavior of individuals. Therefore, it is a science. On the other hand, it makes a study of the efforts which are involved in order to describe, foretell, and regulate the behavior of people. Thus, it is an art. It has a characteristics of both science and art. Why it has a characteristic of science? It says it is a cause and effect. There is a cause and effect. Okay, if you motivate the people, there is a better performance of an individual. Say this, there is a cause. Cause is motivation, better. Now you see. Now you pay high, his work is high. That way, you promote him, his work is high. There is a cause, there is a effect. So in another way, it says there are a lot of theories, personality theories and all spoken. So that's why it is a little art also. Therefore, it is a science as well as art. Next, OB, organization behavior, is a global application. It's not only in our place. It's not only in Mangalore. It's not only in Karnataka. It's not only in India. You go all around in every organization. They are applying the organizational behavior techniques. The techniques are same, because human beings are same. Whether you are in America or in India, the human psychology is same. The concept of organizational behavior is applied globally in the whole universe. It is not only used in business organizations but also used in educational institutions, offices of government, public utility institutions, etc. So, therefore, it is not restricted to only one sector, rather, it has a universal application. So, be clear, it is applied in every place, it is applied in every sector. It is not only to the companies, it is not only to the hospitals, it is not only to the schools. at what whichever kind of the organization may be, whichever place may be, it is applicable. So these things about the organization behavior. So today, in today's class, I have briefed about the uh, organizational behavior, and in the next class I'll be explaining fundamental constituents of organizational behavior. Till then, be safe and just go through this PPT.